Hey guys, welcome along. Nigel here, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Haven't spoken to you for a while, have I? So I thought I'd come and say a few words and a few thank yous. Before we get going, yes, I've cut my lip. Yes, I need a shave. Yes, I need a haircut. And yes, I've got black paint on my arm again. So yeah, doing really, really well. First of all, thank you. I really, really mean this. Thank you, big time. Last night, today is Sunday, June the 2nd, 2019. Last night, the sub count on this channel went over the 3,000, currently at 3,006. I am gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. I mean, really, this channel's only been up and running properly, 6 months? Just unbelievable, unbelievable. And when I consider, some of the modelling channels that I've always watched and thought, wow, these guys are great. The numbers on this channel have overtaken them now. So I'm really, really chuffed. Obviously, I'm doing something right. I know I'm doing stuff wrong because I get told. But hey, that's always going to happen, isn't it? So yeah, 3006 is the sub count. Thank you so much, guys. And as I've said before, I mentioned it in a video I just put out the other day on, I think it was on the, in fact, yesterday, it was the Vallejo paint thing, which is very weird. But more on that in a minute. But yeah, I mentioned on there, I do put a lot of videos out, and I have had comments in the past that I annoy people with the amount of videos I put out because they keep getting notifications. So what I would suggest is, if you are annoyed with the amount of videos or notifications you get, unclick the bell, and then then you won't keep getting them all the time. But I do try to put a lot of videos out. We'll probably go through a period when the weather's better where I'll do less videos. Like this last week, I haven't done as many as normal because my mum's been here. She's actually still here. She's in between houses, and she's just sort of settling into a new place now. So in fact, she's due back any minute. So yeah, going back to that Vallejo paint, very strange. From the comments I've seen, some people have used it, no issues whatsoever, and they absolutely love it. Other people have had the same problem as me. Other people think every Vallejo product is absolute garbage and they've thrown it all away. It's amazing how much variation there is with exactly the same product. It's very strange. But mine's gone in the bin, and that's where it's going to stay. It's just, it's still not dry now. I've just looked, and it's been on there, 48 hours now, and it's still not dry, and the Model Air still hasn't dried either. The other two, the Chrome and the Extreme Metal, are lovely. So, I don't know, very strange. So yeah, going back to the sub numbers, absolutely gobsmacked. Thank you very much, guys. Really, really chuffed. Really, really pleased. Thank you very much. Some of you will know I've also started a Patreon channel, Patreon account, should I say. I just want to try and get a really nice camera. I've seen, I'm not going to mention any names, but there are people out there with video channels or YouTube channels that get issues with their cameras. And when you compare it to the likes of Phil Flory, I'll never be as good as Phil Flory, but I want to be better. I want to get a better experience for you guys, be able to show you better. At the moment, all I use is an iPhone 6, as you know, iPhone 6s Plus. Yeah, it would be nice to be able to get sort of dual shots and stuff and be able to really, really zoom in, because the cameras on iPhones have definitely improved, but they're still not really good for the really, really high detail stuff. So I just want to raise a few quid and get a half decent camera. So the Patreons, yeah, Patreons for, I am reading this out because there's so many, I can't remember them, but I'm going to read them out in order that you've actually registered on there. So it's not alphabetical or any preference or anything. So yeah, big thanks to all you guys: Bruce Sharp, Axelrod, Anthony Wells, Craig Garrett, Bob Burstow, Alan Schmidt, Malcolm Bolton, John Christmas, Peter Butcher, Mark Sawyer, Martin White, James Mower, and Richard Jones. Thank you so much, guys. What you're donating is little tiny bits of money, but jointly they're all going to come together, and with the advertising as well, they're going to make this channel better. So thanks very much. The Space Shuttle build, as some of you have seen, is coming along nicely. Here it is now. I've just put some more black paint on. I keep scratching the black paint and then have to redo it. So yeah, the black is on. As you know, the underside is all done with the tiling. Under here, that's all masked off. The tail cone is on with magnets. So I've masked off the leading edge of the fin here, and got all the front area here masked off now, ready to paint. So we'll get the white on next, and I'll probably use the Mr. Surfacer base white on this as well. And remember, this is Enterprise as she was in 77, so there's no tiling around here, there's no black window frames, there's no tiling on the back here, so it's just basically a very, very plain white shuttle that was used for landing experiments, really. So that's how she will be. Junkers 88, here we go, we're ready for part 13 next, and I've done basically nothing. All I've done is added some more Mr. Surfacer in here, you can see on both sides, and I've broken the seat properly, which is cool. You can see the headrest on that rear facing seat is broken off now. You'll see it in there, which is great. So yeah, next we'll be doing sanding, blending all this in, and then we're going to get the wings all sorted. Lots and lots of questions why I did the wings like this. Reason being, I wanted a perfect seam there, and a lot of people messaged me, sent me photographs, and commented that this wing fit was poor. So what I've done is basically tried to show you how to get a perfect wing fit, and this applies to a lot of kits. The Heller Boeing 707 range, you know, the KC-135 and the EC-135, they've got a weird wing setup where you've got a set. Well, it's actually very much like this. It's got a center section, two outer lower sections, and then the upper sections, and they're very, very floppy, they're very, very weak, and it's worth doing it like this to guarantee a good joint at the fuselage root, because the bottom of that is sort of fairly flat. So there's part 13 be coming up of that soon, and that'll be it won't be live, but it will be like the last two I've done have been filmed and then been put up like a week or 10 days later. This one will be like filmed now and then up tonight, sort of thing, you know. I'm not saying I will be doing it now, but it'll be on. You'll be seeing it within about 3 or 4 hours of it actually happening. So that's what normally happens. The Typhoon, the Edard Typhoon, we're going to be doing a group build on. I know a lot of you have got that kit and looking forward to it. Already I've got one of the followers, James, has started it, and he's messaged me, and he's found some issues straight away. He's not even off the first page of the instructions. So there's some size issues with the seats. This is the seat out of the Airfix kit, the 24 scale, and you can see for a start the shape is different and everything. I'm assuming this seat is pretty much correct, although it may be slightly too small. To explain this properly, let's go and have a look on the bench, and then we'll come back and talk about it some more after. Okay, let's have a look what James is talking about. Now, basically, what James is saying is the seat that Edard provide, it looks too big. So I've done a bit of comparison, a bit of measuring and stuff, but let's just start from scratch here. In the kit, the Hasegawa kit, which is what the Edard kit is, they give you a seat here. It's on the end sprue, and they tell you it's not required. This is the seat here. Okay, I'm getting this glossy paper. So that's the seat there. This is the Airfix seat, so it should be twice the size. But as we can see, the Airfix seat has a taper out at the top, and this one doesn't, so there's obviously a shape issue there. Also, the base of this seat is a bit shorter than this one in scale. And then when we look at the Edard seat, it's a flat piece of brass that we bend and form into shape. So I've measured these up and done a scale up. Now if we look at the Airfix seat, this scales up to 456 millimeters wide at the shoulder. Now I've measured my own shoulders, and that is about the right dimension. If anything, it could be doing slightly wider, because obviously with the flight jacket and everything on, they probably would have been a little bit wider than that. So I'm thinking maybe the Airfix one is slightly small. The kit one scales up at 468 millimeters, which seems about right. Okay, but the Edard seat scales up at 508 millimeters. So if you compare the Airfix and the Edard seat, you've got a full scale, full size 2-inch difference in the width. So really it's going to be up to you guys. I'll make this seat anyway and show you how I solder it all together, but I think what James is saying is this seat looks too big. So what we'll do, we can put this seat in and look at it, we can put that seat in and look at it and make our own minds up. I could cut this about and narrow it down and everything, but I don't really think it's worth it, because with the canopy closed you're not going to see a lot of it anyway. So so there we go. But that's what James is talking about. This is a build along. You're going to make your own mind up which way you're going to go. So let me come back on the camera and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Alright, so I don't know where you want to go from there. We could use the photo etch seat, which is probably what I'll do. You could scratch build a seat using the sizes that you've got from plastic card. You could use a mixture of photo etch parts and plastic card. I personally think the plastic kit part is very simple, very chunky and too small. So I definitely won't be using that. I think maybe the photo etch seat will look okay once the canopy's on and everything. And I think when you look at the Airfix model built up, the sub-assemblies, the seat is quite a feature of the cockpit. It's sort of sat there quite high up. So yeah, I don't know. We'll decide when we do the building. The other thing I forgot to mention, I have been making another video in the background, and it's this. This is the Shuttle carrier 747. So the shuttle's going to sit on the back like this. I've been saying this is a dog of a kit. Oh no, this is a puppy. This is a dog of a kit. This thing is awful. It is terrible. I mean, I don't know if you can see it on the camera there. Look at the shape of the fin. You know, the curve on it there. It's just unbelievable. And the fuselage halves. I mean, if I line the bottom up, you know, you can see that the starboard side is about 6 millimeters smaller than the port. You can see. So I'll be doing this the same as I did the Saturn V, which has just been finished, with the interlocking pegs to keep everything aligned. So you'll probably enjoy that one. I've got part one ready to go up. I may put it up later, we'll see. So yeah, so what about the future? Somebody asked about doing a build of the Italeri landing craft for a D-Day remembrance sort of thing, but unfortunately I've looked online and I've got the kit here. I've got the smaller one that's got the Jeep in it. I got that to go on the back of the Dragon Wagon for a dio. I've got a picture of a Dragon Wagon actually taking one of those landing craft, and I wanted to do that as a dio and never got round to it, like most things. And I've looked at that kit's no longer available, so people have asked about doing a build along with that kit. It's kind of, you know, you don't want to be going out and spending 60, 70 pounds on a model that's normally 25. So I think we'll sort of forget that one. So any other suggestions, you know, put them forward and let me know what you think. The other thing I want to ask you guys is, would you be interested in seeing a build of the Airfix Hellcat? It's a beautiful model. I've seen one built, as I've said before. A young lady built one and took it to the Gloucester show. I think she was something to do with Airfix Model World magazine. But it did look beautiful, and she had some built-up sub-assemblies there. But the one thing that got me, it was a test shot, and test shot plastic is normally harder and more glossy than the finished article before they actually finished the moulds. So it was definitely lovely, clean, crisp moulding, and as we know, the Airfix plastic these days is always fairly very soft, and always has that kind of sandblasted finish to it, which I actually like. I love that finish. So, you know, if you want to see a build of that, let me know. Particularly the, you know, maybe the Patreon guys would like to come forward and say that, yeah, go and spend our money on that, you know, because if that's what you want to see, then that's what we'll do. So I guess that's that really for this update. Once again, thank you very much for all your input and comments and everything else you do. It's all greatly appreciated. I read all of your comments, I read all of your emails, and I reply, as you know, to a lot of them. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Keep watching, keep telling your friends, keep subbing, and keep commenting. Bye for now.